And welcome back in, everybody, to TB Sports 27. We're getting ready for the second half battle in what's been a tightly contested contest between the St. Louis Rhinos and the Tampa Bay Mutiny. Each team exchanged an even number of drives, touchdown drives. They both went for it on fourth downs. They both got stuffed. And now we are getting ready to begin the second half. The Rhinos just taking the lead on a late drive, and Garo Yepremian putting 3 on the board. It is 17-14, and from a cold, chilly St. Louis here in January. Normally they like to play in the Dome in St. Louis. We got Alpha Sapphire, who's been joining us in the chat. Appreciate you being here, my friend. And after this, we're going to be doing some WWE 2K action until Slam Ball starts, so probably about 30 minutes of that. They're moving home video to Crunchyroll, but they're allowing Funimation to stream shows at the same hour Japan does. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of a cool perk, I suppose. Very cool for that. Yeah, I should give you a brief, because I got a couple different shows. I got my whole, you guys want me to drop it on Patreon, I could put my whole anime watch list, because I have a watch list. Hugh McElhenney. All right, I just pulled up Crunchyroll here. So today I watched the Reborn as a Vending Machine. I watched like 4 episodes of that to get caught up. And then I watched My Tiny Senpai. The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses is also very good and very funny. The animation on that is really, really good. And it's super funny because she's always got like an angry look on her face. Tony Kawa mentioned watching the OVA on that. Demon Slayer, getting caught up on season 3 of that one. Of course, the Dragon Ball movies. True Tears, I started watching that. I'm only a couple of episodes in, but then the new shows for this season started, so it's kind of been put on the back burner a little bit. Nice run by McElhenney. Fairy Tail, I'm 111 episodes into that. What else we got here? We got Natsumi, got to finish that with the cat. What, Rent a Girlfriend, that just came back with its 3rd season, right? So we got to get back on that. I'm looking at my watch list. Build Divide, they had a 2nd season. I haven't started that. So that's in the mix. What else we got here? The Madoka Magica side story, need to finish that. So I got a lot of Crunchyrolls that we got going on there. Maybe we'll have to do I think this is the first time we've really talked anime on any of the streams, and I don't know if people coming in to watch football or anime people. I mean, you got the Naruto run when Todd Gurley scores, but maybe we can do just an anime talk stream. Well, we can't obviously stream anything from Crunchyroll, but maybe we can dig through my Crunchyroll and we can just talk about shows that you guys have liked or want to recommend, or I can recommend stuff as well. So we can do that one time. Maybe we'll do that as a YouTube. We'll just do an anime talking episode. That's a dangerous one, and it's intercepted by Jack Lambert, who's still going. So there's your first mistake of the ball game on either side, and it comes from Steve Young, who has had some shaky play down the stretch, and that's why Roethlisberger's been in. That was thrown right into double coverage. That was not an ideal play if you are a Tampa Bay Mutiny fan. I'll have to tell you that much. Right? There's the handoff to Dickerson. Dickerson to the outside. Alpha, have you been watching Slam Ball at all? Have you been keeping up with the Slam Ball season? I'm keeping the fingers crossed that they make it this time. I've watched every season of Slam Ball since the Spike TV days. I'm very disappointed in ESPN that they've given them an 11 o'clock time slot on Thursday night the entire season. As someone on the East Coast, it's been very, very, very difficult to keep up with Slam Ball when their games are starting at 11 o'clock. And then the main event game, which my mob team is, that is starting usually at like 1 a.m. And then the wrestling games are all on ESPN+. But ESPN has time to show pickleball and stuff like that. I don't know. Every time Slam Ball is on ESPN+, I'm looking. I should look right now. I should look at ESPN's schedule and see what they're showing right now instead of what they could be showing Slam Ball, the Mob, finishing an undefeated season. Because it's like they act like their TV time is at a premium. Wide open Dickerson. But I guarantee you it's not. So here we go. We're going on to YouTube TV. We're going to look for ESPN. So ESPN is showing boxing in 10 minutes. Now I can't scroll anymore. Top ranked boxing. That's ESPN. What about ESPN 2? So that's okay. ESPN boxing. People like boxing. I don't think the sport's that all that popular, but these days, ESPN 2. Hello, ESPN 2. I'm gonna get to your comment in just a moment, Alpha. I see you, because I want to talk about that one as well. I guess I got to sort this into old alphabetical order since it's not showing me ESPN 2. Because I guarantee you ESPN 2's got nothing. And that's usually what they put Slam Ball on, so what the heck. Eric Dickerson, who has come back very nicely from that injury that he had earlier. ESPN 2 is showing a 30 for 30, and then they're showing College Game Day features. They can't put Slam Ball on ESPN 2. Can I conk this to the side and see? So they will not... YouTube TV will only show you 2 shows, at least on the app. But, all that to be said, you're doing college features and old 30 for 30s instead of showing Slam Ball. That was almost intercepted. And Troy Vincent has had numerous times where he's almost come with interceptions. I'm just saying, ESPN, put on Slam Ball. You're showing old 30 for 30 reruns. Why are you making people get ESPN? I sign up for a month of ESPN Plus just to watch Slam Ball, but either way, the disrespect is there. That's knocked away by D'Amico Ryans. So, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. I have not seen that in a very long time. I did watch the original run. I enjoyed it quite a bit. There was a movie that came out, and I have not seen the movie, and I might have to sail the 7 seas, as they say, because the movie never came to Crunchyroll. Usually all these movies, like I saw the quintessential quintuplets movie in New York at the big 25 theater, 5-floor AMC that's in Times Square. I saw that one there. I saw the Demon Slayer movie. All the Dragon Ball movies have come to the U.S. That one did not come to the U.S., and it never came to Crunchyroll. I've never seen it anywhere. So I know the movie was kind of like the conclusion of the anime, and now there's like another movie that's out because my fiance, who is in Japan, was like, hey, do you recognize this character? I think this is a sequel or whatever to the Bunny Senpai anime. And I was like, I've never even heard of this. Why are we not? I don't know if this series was not famous in the U.S. or what, but we're just not getting any of this stuff. Starting to watch episode 1 through 25 of Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, Dragon Ball Super. It was interesting, and I will throw out the old, I guess, controversial take here. I don't know, is it controversial? But there's not a lot of stuff. Like, if it's a show I like, I'm usually always going to like it, like from beginning to end. Even the 9th season of Roseanne that everybody hated, I can still find episodes of that that's like, oh, I can enjoy it. The Simpsons to this day, season 34, I'm still watching, I'm still enjoying it. So, Dragon Ball Super, it wasn't disliked, but it is probably my least favorite of all the Dragon Balls, and that includes Dragon Ball GT, which I need to go back and watch GT, because it's been a long time since the last time I watched it. But I remember enjoying GT a whole lot more than Dragon Ball Super. And Steve Young on a desperation 3rd down. Playoffs, man, we're talking about anime. That's what we do here on TV Sports. But, so I liked, there was a lot that I did like about Dragon Ball Super. The stuff with Beerus was pretty cool, because I did watch the movie, and then, of course, they broke it down into episodes. And the Goku Black stuff was really fun and really cool, where we got to have Trunks do his thing again, and we got to see evil Goku. I thought that was pretty cool. Where they started to lose me a little bit was the second half, where it was just the ultimate battle of battles. They did the universe, and I don't know if this is spoiler territory for you, Alpha, so maybe I shouldn't go too deep into it. But the second half of the seasons where they did the universal battles, and I'll just leave it at that because you haven't watched it yet, that's where they kind of lost me, because it was very, very long, those battles. the first Saga battle and then what they did at the end were almost identical. And then the whole thing, the thing that they were fighting against, just didn't seem like something that Goku would ever participate in. And I don't know if this is a major spoiler. I think a minor spoiler. I won't say what the end result was. But in this ultimate battle of all the universes, one universe was going to win and 11 others were going to be destroyed. And Goku just like, oh yeah, I'll participate in that. And that, like, Goku's Mr. I'm going to save everyone. Like, he gave Frieza, look at this run by Makuheni. He gave Frieza, how many opportunities did he give Frieza to live before he, you know what I mean? And Goku just like, oh yeah, I'll do this tournament where 11 universes are going to get killed with no reservation, no nothing. So I was like, ugh. And then the thing that was just hard to, and I don't know if that matters to anyone else, but they didn't have any blood in Dragon Ball Super. Oh my goodness. So you watch Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT, and it always had blood. And then Dragon Ball Super is supposed to be like the ultimate future battle, all this, and there's like no blood. So that was kind of like weird to kind of see, where you're so used to that being a part of the Dragon Ball world. But either way, watch Dragon Ball Super. Don't take my opinion on it. By all means, I did not hate it. I don't hate anything from the Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super. It's all good. But once you knock out those 25 episodes, I am very curious. Come on back, Alpha Sapphire, and drop your thoughts in the chat next time we stream, because I want to know what you thought of Dragon Ball Super, because I do think the beginning of Dragon Ball Super is better than the second half, and that's the Beerus stuff and the Goku Black stuff. That's all in the first half, where they started to lose me, especially the last like 50 or so episodes was the Universal Battle. And it was an interesting concept too, and again, I don't want to spoil it, but there's some interesting teammates that team up that would never team up with each other. But I don't know, it was very long, and it was like a battle to the death that didn't seem like Goku would have participated in something like that. So I wish there were some different stakes on the line for that particular battle. But when you get to that point, let me know. Let me know what you thought about it. Hand off to Eric Dickerson. And the Tampa Bay Mutiny have had a tough time in this game setting the edge. There's been a couple of moments that Dickerson has been able to bounce to the outside and get some big gains. So that is going to be it for the third quarter. 20-17 in this one. Tampa Bay and St. Louis. The defenses have come out strong in the second half, not allowing touchdowns, just holding them to field goals. Tampa Bay would have been huge for them if they could have gotten the touchdown that last drive instead of being held to a field goal. But right now, they got to focus on stopping Eric Dickerson, because even though he's beat up, he's hurt, he's got 20 carries, and they're going to keep on keeping on running the ball with him. So there it is again, another first down. And not only is that going to drain the clock, it's going to wear out this Mutiny defense in a big way. So this is going to be quite the interesting fourth quarter. Is Tampa Bay going to squeak out another one? Or is it going to be the Rhinos after their slow start? And Reggie White, Reverend Reggie White getting his second sack. Nicely done there. So they go away from the running game, trying to give Dickerson a breather. And the end result is a sack from Reggie White into Jim Kelly. There's the give to Eric Dickerson, who gets a lot of that yardage back. That's going to put the Rhinos in field goal range, but it almost doesn't matter other than to force Tampa Bay to have to get a touchdown, because it's only going to be a 6-point game. I might play Madden 21 before I go to sleep at 3:30 a.m. I miss those days. I used to, when I worked the night shift at my job, I was always up at that hour. But now I got the classic 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. schedule. So I don't get to stay up all that late. First down, St. Louis. And that's a killer right now for the Tampa Bay Mutiny. Madden 21. Never played Madden 21. I've seen it, but it was the classic. Well, we were kind of talking about when you jumped in, my history of the different games that I've owned. That I miss the days of there not being yearly releases. And I guess in my head, I'm not actively participating in the yearly release model because I don't buy the game every year. And whether that hurts my streaming numbers because people want to see the new game, or whether, my style is basically you get to watch long-form series, many seasons of franchise, RXFL. We do creative stuff rather than just playing the new game every year. I don't know if that hurts my streaming numbers or not playing the newer game. But I actively don't participate in the yearly release model because I don't like it. Other than like WWE, I kind of do that more often because WWE rosters change much more often than sporting rosters do. So that is one thing to consider. But, I mean, for Madden 12 to 20 to possibly 24, yeah. So Madden 21 was not going to happen just because Thurman Thomas walks it in. And that might be a backbreaker because it's a 2-score lead now, and the Tampa Bay Mutiny don't have a lot of time on the clock. It's the same for me. Yeah, I start maybe looking at getting the next, boy, that is a killer for Steve Young, but he had the interception, man. He threw the interception. I start maybe at like the 4 or 5 year mark to kind of start looking at maybe getting the next game upgrade, but if the game's usually not good, I usually don't bother with it. So that's why I'm still, even with MLB The Show, usually they're always good, but even the show runs into the same issue where they're putting out the same game every year. So I haven't fooled with them in quite a while either. But there's been so many changes in the NFL from Madden 20 to Madden 24 in regards to uniforms. There have been so many alternate helmet throwbacks, different uniforms since this game has been put out. Like the Buccaneers changed their uniforms, the Browns, the Jets' new uniforms are in this game. The Jets have different helmets, the Texans have different helmets, the Broncos have different helmets, the Cardinals have new uniforms. Like there's all these the Bengals have new uniforms that have come out since Madden. The Rams have new uniforms that have since come out. So that's been like the one big incentive to want to get Madden 24 is the different uniforms. But then they added, and I don't know how you feel about it, Alpha Sapphire. That was a fantastic catch by O.J. Howard. I hate this new thing. And for the NFL, who is so picky about uniform rules, I don't know why they haven't enforced this, but the undershirt that they wear that hangs out of their jersey, I hate because it just ruins the uniform, and especially a fan of a team like the Broncos, and formerly the Cardinals, but now the Cardinals don't have this, where the side panels connect the jersey to the pants, like these Viking uniforms. If someone wore their undershirt hanging out, it would ruin the sanctity of the design of the uniform, and you know I'm a big uniform guy. So I hate that they did that they allow that in the NFL, and even more so in Madden. I think starting with Madden 23, they added that as a feature on players. So they got all the players with their untucked jerseys. So that makes me not even want to buy Madden 24. Or I wonder if I can go in. If I can, I'm going to go into every single player. And if I can fix that, I assume I can. I didn't even think about this till just now. But you can edit players. I'm taking that undershirt from... You know what look I'm talking about? If you don't know what look I'm talking about, hit me up on Twitter. I'll tweet you a picture. Oh my God. It bothers me to no end. And I can't believe, for as picky as the NFL is about socks and cleats and everything about the uniform, that they allow that to go. I'm hoping that Sean Payton gets the Broncos, get them looking professional. All this untucked, get that out of here. Clean them up. They lost yesterday in the preseason game. They lost by a point to the Cardinals because the defense couldn't handle it, because they're playing sloppy and they're looking sloppy. Steve Young, he's dancing around. Young's going to try to run, and he doesn't. He gets ripped down by Jason Taylor, and it's going to be 3rd down and goal. So this is what it comes down to. Tampa Bay I feel like they got to get the touchdown here, right? I mean, I guess they could go for the field goal, but I guess either way. And there's the touchdown. I was almost going to say maybe they should have just taken the field goal early and save some time. So because the onside kick doesn't work too well in Madden, and there's all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning, I think you go with the you kick it deep and hope that your defense can make the stop, right? So my goodness, it's going to come down to if the defense can stop Eric Dickerson, and that 3 points from Garo Yepremian at the end of the first half is going to be the difference so far in this game. So it's going to come down to this, the final 2 minutes. TV Sports 27, St. Louis Rhinos, Tampa Bay Mutiny. The winner goes to the national championship game. This is who they got to contend with. The winner goes to the national championship, where they will take on either the top-seeded 15-1 Portland Lumberjacks or the former 9-0 Chicago Wolverines. Here we go. The give is to Dickerson. He makes it through, and Neil Smith gets the tackle. 25 carries so far, Eric Dickerson, in this game. And that will wind us down to the 2-minute warning. So far, the Tampa Bay Mutiny have not shown any signs of slowing down Eric Dickerson. I think the timeouts are going to start coming fast and furious here. I formation. You got Thurman Thomas in the mix as well, ready to throw a block. There's the give to Dickerson. He cuts inside, and there's a nice tackle. Derwin James, and it's 3rd down. Do you throw it, or do you give it to Dickerson again? What do you do in this situation? Jim Kelly's going to back up. Kelly's going to try to win it with his arm. Here we go. 3rd down. Kelly. Open is Hooper. And he stays in bounds. Derwin James on the tackle. Tampa Bay uses their next timeout. That's a backbreaker. Austin Hooper. And Jim Kelly does it again. Hand off to Dickerson. He tries to bounce outside. Not going to happen. And the final timeout of the Tampa Bay Mutiny is called. That's Troy Vincent. So now if you're St. Louis, I think you just run it twice. Get it down to 40 seconds. I don't know. Do you risk it? Do you risk Jim Kelly throwing the ball when you know you got 80 seconds coming off the clock right there? D'Amico Ryans, and there you see the time will tick down. I didn't put this into clock chewing mode. So they can run it, get another 40, and you're not in field goal range. So punt him deep. It went no timeouts. You give it back. If they get the first down, though, it's over, and they get the stop. So they'll get the ball back here with no timeouts. They'll have about 20 seconds. Man, it is not looking hopeful for the Tampa Bay Mutiny. And what was a very evenly matched game, but I think the difference in the game, when you talk about mistakes, it was the one interception by Steve Young and then allowing that field goal. And a lot of that goes onto the Mutiny defense as well. The Mutiny defense allowed a lot of long drives. I would say the Rhinos really didn't light it up on the scoreboard as far as throwing the football. It was a lot of ground and pound, and they wound the clock, and time again, this defense couldn't stop them, and they allowed too many long drives. So here you go. Seconds left in this game, and it is caught. Westbrook, who tried to head for the sidelines. So you see Steve Christie warming up. He would like them to get to the 36, but I mean, you gotta go sideline. Your playbook is so empty when you're out of timeouts, is the issue here. So Tampa Bay, while they pulled the upset against Mexico City, Oh, and OJ can't bring it in. So now you're almost down to Hail Mary mode. Instead of trying to get the ball, you know, to the sideline, because now you're almost out of time, you got to just try to get a Hail Mary and maybe get a touchdown out of it. So Steve Young is going to go for Morgan Jr. And with 2 seconds left, it's the final shot that we might be seeing the creamsicle of the Tampa Bay Mutiny. Here we go, guys. This is it. Steve Young dropping back. Heaving it deep. Someone's got to catch and run. It won't be long enough. It's caught by Julio Jones at the 20, but he's tackled. The game-saving tackle is made by Eric Barnes. Julio Jones makes the grab. There are no timeouts, and if they had a timeout, maybe they could stop the clock and kick a field goal. The St. Louis Rhinos have advanced to the national championship. And who would have thought? You look at those passing yards, and someone would have said the Rhinos are moving on. So now we know the St. Louis Rhinos on one side, the Toronto Huskies on the other side. And we can say that the committee got it right again. They got it right with Sacramento. They got it right here with St. Louis. Julio Jones, 177 through the air. The difference, too, was on the ground. The 100-plus yards that Dickerson had compared to McElhenney's 61 yards, and the job there by Jim Kelly. So we got some more comments from our buddy Alpha Sapphire, so let's go back and review those. The undershirt curses. EA... Sorry, I'm trying to scroll on my OBS here. EA should do something with FC24. Like if you can create your own company and then buy a football team, you'd have to manage both company issues and team issues, make it more realistic. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I think that's kind of what that new Legends Bowl game is doing. You can do a lot of that kind of stuff on Legends Bowl, I believe. So that is something I really want to try out. So maybe we'll get it. I don't know. We'll have to see, because we already got so much going on the channel. But if you guys want to see Legends Bowl, let me know. Request that. All my NBA 2K stuff got corrupted. Yeah, on my Switch 2K19, they put 2K19 offline, and they wiped all my data, which is weird. So I can still play offline, but like my season mode, which wasn't even an online season mode, and my like superstar mode, which wasn't online, can't be done. So that's really frustrating and annoying right there. So I'm sorry to hear that about your 2K. I don't know if that's something they did or if that's just on your end. But the Rhinos are moving on. The Huskies are moving on. We got 4 teams left. Redwoods, Armadillos, Lumberjacks, Wolverines. Next time we stream the RXFL with you guys, it is going to be the Redwoods and the Armadillos. The Redwoods looking to pull off the upset of upsets as 8-8 goes to toe with 13-3. That is going to do it for the RXFL, but if you look at the clock, it is only 10:20, so that means we're going to play WWE 2K for about 30 minutes or so before Slam Ball gets started. So do come on back. If you're watching with us live, like Alpha Sapphire is, stay where you are, because we're going straight to WWE 2K22, and we're going to be doing community creation stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, we're going to drop that video tomorrow. We're going to see how many crashes we can get. Now that we're streaming with a capture card, you'll get to see every crash that happens live. So we're going to try to do some, I keep saying community creations, but some alternate attire stuff. And maybe we'll try to do women's My Rise and see if we can't get the game to not crash again. All that coming your way. Thank you for tuning in. Tampa Bay Mutiny, their season is done. And that was the RXFL.